BoP races are back in Gran Turismo 7. Absolutely fantastic stuff, except well, they basically just copied the BoP numbers from GT Sport, but the cars in GT7 drive completely differently. Some of the cars, in fact, are absolutely shocking to drive. The Ferrari, the Citroen, the Audi R8 in BoP stock setting specification, they're just so awful to drive. And let me know in the comments below, which is the worst GR3 car to drive in BoP settings. I'd be really interested to know. So for those that don't know, BoP stands for balance of performance. It's where the base performance of all of the vehicles in the Group 3 class, for example, they are balanced to make sure that every car is evenly matched on performance, except it's just not right. In this race, almost every single car is the Peugeot RCZ. You only really have one choice to go for in this race, and that is the Peugeot RCZ. And I'm in that car, almost 500,000 beans out the bank account, and I've spent it on this car here. So we're going to go racing. BoP, no specification change, no setup, no tuning, not even brake bias is adjustable. I'm going to go from 7th on the grid in this top split lobby on PS4. And we've made a great start, actually, closing the back of the Spanish driver pretty quickly. And we're looking to make our way forwards. Race pace doesn't seem to be too bad. My qualifying time isn't exactly where I want it to be, but it's still pretty quick. I think it's a 1:32.3. And we've got some of the Spanish drivers send it to the inside. I think he must have missed his braking point there, but that's given us a run on the other Spanish driver. I'm going to sneak to the outside. I'm going to run out of room here, grappling down the outside of the track, and we've got dirty tyres. We're going to try and keep it to the inside, but we don't really get given the space, and we make contact at the apex, and we have got absolutely filthy, shocking, dirty tyres now, and we are being swamped by a bunch of drivers behind, and things are going to get really spicy now. We're going to try and sweep through these corners here. We're just about to keep control of the, and we're going to get spun from behind. Absolutely, oh, 360 no scope. Okay guys, let's get at this one now. It's really kicking off. The tone for this race has been set. The gloves are off. Let's go to this one. We're going to sweep through now, entering the final corner of the first lap. And we're going to get on the brakes now and sweep it through the corner here. A bit of contact at the apex. Someone's gone wide. Someone's lost car on Swaz. And the Italian driver, laggy boy there, we're going to get in the slipstream of this guy going down the main straight now. With the lag this driver's having, I weren't really sure where to place my car. Who knows where he actually is on the track. And we're just going to go to the inside. It's not defended, so we're going to send it into turn one. We're just going to time our braking to be later than his and put the car to the inside and block off that move there. One place, or two places gained back now. We're on a fight back here, running through the exit of the third corner on the second lap of this race, and we're just following some drivers ahead now. The Portuguese driver looks like he's got some good race pace, and he will be my next target as we got on the brakes into this corner here. We got a bit too deep, and we've got hung up on the corner there. Not ideal from us, but we'll get our eye in very soon and start to reel these drivers back in now. Through this sequence of corners, it's quite difficult. You've got to be careful on your downshifts. It looks like ahead the drivers are going side by side. That's going to really cost them some time. Portuguese driver going to send it to the inside, and we're going to really hone into the back of this German driver. Another A+ driver in this lobby, and I think we've got really good pace so far to get this guy. Just offsetting our line to make sure we have a little bit of clear air over the car, just so we don't lose downforce so deeply in the slipstream of this driver here now. And we might be able to get a move on the main straight now. We're getting on the brakes really under the rear wing of the driver ahead now, and a great exit from the corner from ourselves. We're going to sneak to the inside. We don't get any slipstream from drivers ahead now. The German driver does have the slipstream, so he's going to pull back ahead now. We're going to stuck back into the slipstream of the German driver, but that Subaru seems to have good top speed. We don't really have much in this RCZ, so that's interesting to know. Going to get on the brakes, we're going to leave it wide, and it's going to kick off now. Contact ahead now, and we're going to save that car from a full spin and just correct him here. But there's a car's gone wide now. 4-second penalty for that driver, I think, for that contact at the apex there. Let me know what you think of that one in the comments below. 4 seconds is probably a bit harsh, but it did cost the driver some time there. So let me know how you think the penalty system's working out so far in sport mode. I've seen a lot of correct penalties issued. Maybe not 100% accurate, but certainly the driver at fault has always been the one that's got the penalty. So far so good, I'm thinking. But we're starting to close in the Portuguese driver now, and I think we can get this position now. In 9th position now, looking towards the 8th position as we sweep through the middle sector at Interlagos. This is a very famous combo from GT Sport, Group 3 BoP at Interlagos, and aside from some of the cars that feel absolutely shocking to drive, this feels like pure GT Sport. However, I never thought I'd say this, but I actually missed the tuning race from Daytona last week. I really found that fantastic. Towards the end of last week, I got a Ferrari and tuned it up, and it drives absolutely incredibly. And that's why I'm so disappointed with the way the Ferrari drives with the BoP and the standard setup. It's absolutely shocking. But we've got a bit of a run now on the Portuguese driver coming down the main straight now. Is he going to defend to the inside? I think his intentions are clear. He's defending the inside. We're going to get to the outside into turn 1, and we're going to try and get a cutback, and we're going to get to the inside, which is going to give us the inside on the exit once again. But he's got a fantastic drive off of the corner. I think currently the way I'm driving my line through that first sequence of corners into Lagos, it just isn't there right now. And I don't know whether that's confidence on the throttle over the curbs or not, but we're getting there. But we're not giving up on this battle now. Always halfway through the 4th lap, so about 1.5 laps to go. And I think we can get this guy. Let's see what we can do through this sweeping section of the track now. Downshifting carefully through this series of corners, and then getting on the brakes now into the really tight section here. We're a little bit wide on the corner entry there, but it's going to give us a run. This is a part of the track where you can do some massive corner cuts. As long as you've got at least 2 wheels on the curb, then you're all good. And we're looking again to try and position ourselves to be in slipstream distance on the main straight now. A little bit of scruffy exit out the corner for ourselves from that hairpin there. And we're going to look for our braking point. You can use a lot of the outside of the track there to give you a much wider entry, and we get a reasonable drive off the corner there. 0.4 behind on the entry to the main straight now. How's that slipstream going to work out for us? And it's just not really having that much effect. I think in GT7 the slipstream is a little bit weaker than in GT Sport, which is a good thing. But he's defended it, but he knows we're not close enough now. But we're going to try and get on the brakes here and flow through this first section nicely. We've got a good entry, nice sweeping through there, and we are on him now on this second straight. Here we go. Let's see what we can do here in the slipstream. We need to work our way to the inside. Is he going to defend that move? He knows it's coming. He's blocked it off. We're going to send it to the outside on the brakes now, and is there enough room to send it around the outside? And we just overcooked that a little bit, and we're actually going to get a track limits penalty for that, which is a bit unfortunate. We do have a big gap to the drivers behind, so that's not going to cost us, but it did cost us a chance to strike for 8th position now. 8th position in the first race, not too bad considering the absolute shocking first lap. We're going to walk back to the pits and be okay with that, but let's go again. Next race now, we line up 4th on the grid, and we're going to get straight into the start. I think it's important to make a really positive and aggressive start at this track, certainly in daily race B, where you've only got 5 laps to deal with. We just want to make the most of it off of the start. So we're going to go into turn 1 reasonably cautious, but we want to get a good exit through this chicane here to get a good gap down this straight ahead now. And we've got a good gap to the drivers behind. We've not made a huge impression on the drivers ahead, so we need to get a really good braking point. Because tyre wear is enabled, tyre temperatures are also enabled, so be aware of that on the first lap. Around 2 or 3 corners, maybe half a lap to get the tyres fully up to the temperature where you have the most amount of grip possible. But we are actually just about closing into the back of the Spanish driver ahead now, and we've got a really good line through this sequence of corners, and perhaps we are in striking distance. A narrow corner entry for him there, which is compromised his corner exit. Okay, that's time to go to battle now. Right in the slipstream of this driver ahead now. Are we going to make a move into this hairpin now? I don't think we're too far. We're not really close enough for there, but we're going to try and position our car to give us a great drive out of this corner here now. We've got a great wide entry into this sweeper. A little bit of compromised corner for the Spanish driver. We're going to sneak to the inside and send it on the final corner of the lap and getting a run out the final corner. He's going to want to fight back now because we've got a compromised corner exit now. If you look on the radar just to the bottom right hand side, he doesn't have enough slipstream to get around us, but he's gone to the outside. This is going to be a drag race into turn 1, and who's going to be latest on the brakes now? And we're going to look to be very, very late on the brakes now. Make sure we cover off that sweep around the outside, get the car stopped, park it on the apex, and try not to let him get the comeback on this final straight here. And looking behind now, I think he's battling with another driver. I think we'll have to defend into the corner ahead now. Looking back, yeah, he's got company. We're going to have to defend here, and he's gone to the outside again, so we're going to brake in the middle of the track, park it at the apex, not allow the switchback, and try and get a drive out of the corner. And we've defended that one very nicely into a podium position, and I think we're doing this exactly what we need to do. That robust defending allowed us to make that move stick, and we were able to pull away as the race progressed. The top two absolutely checked out. They had a fantastic race, and I couldn't match their race pace, but we're going to bring it home in 3rd position. Let me know what you think of that in the comments below. Hit that like button if you've enjoyed this video, and subscribe if you'd like to see more. We're going to continue with our setup tips and tricks video series, and we're going to help you get faster in Gran Turismo 7. Also, let me know what you think of this week's daily races. These are all BoP daily races. Now, are you preferring these old GT Sport style races, or are you actually missing the tuning races from earlier on in the launch of GT7? Let me know in the comments below. On the screen right now will be a link to various videos which you may find interesting. Let me know what you think of that in the comments below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll catch you in the next one.